Alright, so this is going to be a short video on how to install the E3D V6 on the Anet A8. It's going to be a short video series. I'm going to show in future videos how to wire and how I'm going to set up these mounts on my Anet A8. But the first step is placing the thermal tube into your heatsink. First, you're going to apply a thermal compound and make sure it gets into all the threaded areas. I do is simply screw it in. Make sure it's hand tightened. Alright, the next step is you take your block, the side with 3 holes on it is where your nozzle is going to go. So I already put the 2 screws that came with it inside the block. This little black screw and this bigger one. You're going to screw in your the nozzle until there's just a little bit of room between the block and the nozzle, like so. See how it's not completely flush? It's all in. Okay. Next step is putting the heatsink into the block. Just screw it in. Make sure that there's space in between the block and the heatsink, because that's the whole purpose, is to dissipate heat away from the block. I'm going to take my pliers. You should really use a wrench, but I don't have one, so take your pliers and just screw it in a little more. Don't over tighten it because you don't want to damage anything. Check the orientation. On the right side, I'm going to stick the ceramic heater into the block. Just leave a little bit of room on the side for the heater. I'm going to tighten this down. You don't want to over tighten it because you don't want to damage any components. Just enough so that it won't move around. And let's see. It's perfect. It's not moving. Next step is installing the thermistor into the bottom smaller hole on the block. Make sure that's flush against the other side of the block so that's not sticking out. Take another Allen key and you're going to make sure you do not over tighten this because you don't want to damage anything. Just enough so that it's not moving. A little more. Perfect. Okay, the next step is to install the collet for the tubing into the top of the heatsink. And then under that, this blue clip is going to go. After that, you're pretty much done. The next step is attaching the fan into this little blue part. I'm not sure what it's called. I just use 2 screws because I'm lazy. And another tip is upgrading the thermal tube that comes with the E3D V6 with this micro Swiss one. It's supposed to be better. And after everything's together, make sure nothing moving or loose. You install your silicone sock. It just goes on there, like so. It's stuck, just like that. And so when you're done, it should look like this. The next videos will show the wiring to the actual Anet A8 and me putting it on this mount and all the other parts that I'm going to use to upgrade. Eventually we're going to clip this part onto there. That's how it looks. If you have any questions, leave a comment below.